got new headlines for y'all at Breitbart. It's just no fun walking around talking about politics unless someone's calling me a racist just for being white. And that's Fani Willis. We've got the headlines, and so this is going to be fun and funny, guys. Let's have some fun together right here at Doug in Exile, where all the happy patriots are. Call me all the names you want, Fani Willis. Exclusive former employees reveal Fani Willis's extreme DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion, which are never diverse, never equitable or equal, and no, not inclusive. Her extreme DEI training forced to associate white with bad, judges ranked on skin color. It's a nightmare. Breitbart, you guys are killing it. There's a picture of Fani Willis with this is an actual. I've done this test before. It's where you'll see this image here. It says bad or white people, and then it says good or black people. And you associate the image with one or the other, and it tests your speed to see how naturally racist you are. It's both fun and funny. Okay. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis subjected her employees to mandatory race training. Can you imagine? Forcing the entire office to rate, quote, black or white skin colors as either good or bad, according to training slides and video exclusively obtained by Breitbart News. So this is the kind of stuff that all of Fani Willis's office are starting to reveal about the way she conducted that office. These are old employees that can come out and tell her, oh, and we have this test that was run through. This is how she ran her office. And it's not a surprise to me. I went through this kind of training also at Nickelodeon for kids' entertainment. This is what everyone was obsessed on this key rap. Quote, if you didn't participate in the quiz, you got fired, unquote. A source exclusively told Breitbart News about Willis's policy. This is true, by the way, about a lot of us who get suckered into these things at our companies. Sources who shared the race training with Breitbart News wish to remain anonymous because you ought to be terrified. If you counter this narrative, you're fired. You're gone. You will be persecuted by your liberal friends, man. They will hunt you. They will throw you under the bus. So yeah, you better remain anonymous if you're talking against this stuff. For fear of retribution due to their direct knowledge of the corrupt and hostile work environment inside the district attorney's office. Sources described the race training as a directive straight from Fani Willis, quote, who injected racism into the office from the second she got hired. Willis won election in 2020 and is up for re-election this November. In 2021, she began probing former President Donald Trump. This is to all my people in Fulton County, Georgia. Your company will never get on its feet. It will never succeed if you focus on race instead of merit. Merit. Competence, merit. You can be black or white and you can have merit. And you can be black or white and you can be a bum. So merit is what you want to aim for. Quality. Dubbed a, quote, implicit bias test, unquote. This is famous, the implicit bias test. I've actually taken it. You can take it online, by the way. A Harvard website generated the, quote, diversity, equity, and inclusion slides that made some sources feel ashamed of being white employees. I just want everyone to know the only time I've ever been ashamed of being a white employee was probably when Vanilla Ice had a top 10 hit. That made me ashamed to be a white employee. I don't know. I'm white, so I have the luxury of not having to think about my skin color very much. And I wish that for everybody. Quote, Willis had some guy be live for roughly 8 hours, unquote, a source said. He was a former member of Obama's White House. That'll tell you already. He's divisive on race. The training suggested the United States was founded on the sins of white men and the slaughter of Native Americans, one source described. Quote, I thought it was so wrong, unquote. Do not buck that system, guys. If you're working at Disney right now, you talk against that, you're gone. Quote, Willis pulled it off as diversity training, but it was more so an attack on the race relation thing, unquote, a source explained. One element of the training described by some was a slide test where users had to choose to move an image of a white person to the block that said bad in order to complete the program. See how this works? It's, by the way, this only works for people on the left. Only people on the left who agree with it already are like, all whites are racist, blacks are incapable of racism, white judge bad, black judge good. Only dummies think this way. So this is your ideology. And if you want to think this way, go crazy, guys. You know, there's nothing I hate more than hearing a white person blame their problems on some other race. It made that white guy sound weak. It might have even been true. Just, you know what? Dust your pants off, get up, get out in the job market, go get another job, maybe at a place that isn't racist. This, guys, you want to have some more fun? Come with me on this adventure. It's white people time. Here we go. This is Western Lensman on Twitter, says MSNBC, white rural rage is a threat to democracy. I'm just reporting this news to you guys, that the greatest threat to democracy right now is white rural rage. Let's see, I'm white, I'm rural, I live in Tennessee. And rage, I don't know how angry I am, I yell a lot. You are only allowed to say openly hateful things like this about one group of people in this country. And I'm just going to play a few quotes from this segment on MSNBC with albino white Mika Brzezinski.
Joining us now, Professor of Political Science at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, Tom Schaller, and journalist and opinion writer Paul Waldman. Their new book, out tomorrow, is entitled White Rural Rage.
Man, White Rural Rage. How fast can I sign up for that book? By the way, on these two guys sitting here on this desk, I see white people. I think I see the problem. And Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough, I see the white rural rage. And the problem is they're Democrats.
And Tom, we'll start with you. Why are white rural voters a threat to democracy at this point? You would think, as we pointed out, looking at Joe Biden's background and Donald Trump's, that the opposite would be true.
I mean, we lay out the fourfold interconnected threat that white rural voters pose to the country. First of all, and we show 30 polls and national studies to demonstrate this. So we provide the receipts in Chapter 6. They're the most racist, xenophobic, anti-immigrant, anti-gay,
Anti-gay? I got news for this guy. But, you know, gay marriage is not exactly accepted in the Black or Hispanic community. So if that's a white racism thing, okay. I thought the bigger problem, the reason why I think whites are tearing America apart is that we eat Velveeta cheese, you know, Velveeta cheese, American cheese, and a cream of wheat. I think those three items alone ought to disqualify us from the human race. If that's true, just for those culinary sins, just for the food sins alone, I'm after all you honkies. I'm coming for you right now in your sleep. Okay, let's get back to the Breitbart article here. Here's another slide. We have a black guy's face and it says, white people, black people, if you make a mistake, a red X will appear. So basically they're forcing you to make decisions that prove that you're a racist. Guys, this is like classic brainwashing, communist level brainwashing. We don't buy this stuff in Exile. We're happy. We love people regardless of we do not care about their color. Who do you want living next to you? A good person or someone who is your skin color and a bad person? There you go. You judge people by the content of their character. Who you want to work for you, who you want to hire, what judge you want where. You want a fair guy. You don't want someone obsessed, certainly, with skin color, white or black. I don't want to hear whites telling me about how much they care about their white skin color either. Screw you. This has been Doug in Exile.